Let's go.
We are PRoy.
My biggest insecurity is my skin. No, I'm not referencing my skin color by any means, but my actual skin, particularly my face. During middle school, I started to go through changes, just like any tween or teen or whatever type of adolescence you want to refer to them as. My skin started to become oily and I started noticing acne on my face. Imagine a young girl who gets their first pimple. It was like nothing I've ever imagined in my life. I was devastated. I had this zit on my face and I didn't know how to get rid of it. But instead of just having one zit, I had a plethora of zits on my face. So all over my forehead, I had some on my nose, some would randomly come up on the sides of my face. I was going through a crisis, and you know, when one goes, another one develops. So it was like a never-ending battle. So the first thing I did was buy some face wash, and I used that religiously, like all the time. I always would wash my face, but it wouldn't let up. So, you know, my annual visits to the doctor, I expressed my concerns, and the main thing that they could tell me was, you know, you're going through hormones. It's something that is going to happen, so just let it run its course. Well, you know, telling me that was like hitting me with a bag of bricks because I wanted it to be over at that one point in time. But I stuck it out. I let it continue. I didn't have, you know, I didn't have a choice. Fast forward to high school, it seemed as though it became worse. It made me feel very unpretty. I had these bumps on my face, these massive mounds on me. They were massive mounds, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I developed a bad habit of, you know, picking at my skin and trying to get rid of all the bumps, and that leads to scarring. So not only did I have acne and pimples on my face, now I had scarring on my face. And it was just like a never-ending battle. So I just didn't feel pretty at all. I didn't think I was ugly per se, but you know, it does mess with your self-esteem when you're going through those type of issues. It just came a point in time where I had acne on my back, and I don't know where it came from. It came out of nowhere. I was distraught. I was going nuts. I didn't know what to do because I did not want to present that on my face. That was a scare for me. And kids are cruel. So, you know, here I am struggling with it internally, and I have people that were talking about my face. I've been called pizza face. Why you got all those bumps on your face? You look gross. I mean, anything you can think of, somebody has used it against me. And as strong of a person I am on the outside and on the exterior, on the inside, I felt some type of way about it, to the point where, you know, I would notice other people's acne because it was something that was inside of me. So it was something that I hated on my as a part of myself. So, you know, I would struggle with these other people and connect with these other people, but you know, when my other friends would talk about them, I didn't come to their defense because I just was not comfortable in my own skin. And as superficial as it may sound, and I don't care if people think it's superficial, but nobody wants people to not accept it. It doesn't matter, you know, how much you want to stand out or how much you do stand out. You still want to be accepted, especially by people that you love, people that you admire, people that you want to be friends with, your self-esteem, your self-worth can be affected by the things that you are most insecure about. That was something that was really weighing on me. So naturally, I was feeling some type of way about my own self. I began to question how pretty I was. I began to question, if I was beautiful. It was tough. It was tough. Later on in high school, I realized that sometimes, depending on what I would eat, I would develop a lump. Or, depending on the time of the month, I would get something on my face. When I'm really stressed out, I start to get acne. So I started becoming proactive in my skincare and really trying to take better care of my skin. To this day, I do not have flawless skin. There's nothing flawless about my skin. I have scars. I have bumps. There's so much more of me to offer the world than just what meets the eye. And if people can't accept that, then I don't need to talk to them, or I don't need to deal with them, or there's nothing I can do to make them accept that. It took a lot for me to fully accept the skin that I'm in. It's just an internal battle every day. But I've learned to take control of that internal battle. Focus on the positive instead of the negative. And I'm sharing my insecurities with you all today in hopes that someone else will be inspired by my story, because everybody goes through it. Just because people are not vocal about it does not mean that they do not go through something in their lives and feel some type of way about something in their lives that they're very insecure about. And I just wanted to be transparent today, and I want to be vulnerable, and I want to let you all know what I'm insecure about, my insecurities. And we'll put that all out on the table, because at the end of the day, I joined forces with 4 other women to embrace our imperfections, to let others see them as perfection. By no means am I perfect. No means will my skin ever be perfect. But it's not going to steal my joy. I'm not going to let it take over me. I'm going to overcome my skin issues. And I hope that if you're out there and you have issues with your skin, or acne in general, I hope that you decide to not let it take over your life and overcome that. Somebody loves you, and that somebody should be you. You have to love yourself before anyone can love the you that you are. So love yourself, embrace your imperfections, and treat them as your perfection.
Started to see myself and who I was and appreciate who I was until I want to say until after I graduated college.